Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to day 22 of Vlogtober. For me, it's 2 videos in one day because I played catch up and did the late video for day 21. And I'm back on my schedule now, so I'm filming day 22 after midnight. But it is still my Monday. I'm talking with my hands a lot. Whoa, it's like I'm doing a magic trick. Actually, a magic trick would probably be more on the sly than I'm doing. I'd be a bad magician. I'd be like, oh, what's over here? Oh. Surprise, there's nothing there. Anyway, I have a little bit more energy right now because I've just kind of been chilling since the last video. And I have a burst of energy. Still don't have my voice back, I see. I don't feel like I've had my voice for most of October, not like it's usually. Like every time I come to talk to you guys in here and I'm talking to you guys, but in the room here, I'm obviously talking to myself. So I'm really just sitting here listening to myself. I'm like, oh, my voice has changed, but I kind of feel like I've had a month of almost like I was sick for a little while, but I think I don't know, maybe allergies or something. But yeah, I don't feel like I sound the same. Maybe I do. Maybe it's allergies and my ears are built up or something. I don't know. But I almost don't feel like I sound the same. Anyway. So I said I would talk more since I didn't do a lot extra. I said I would talk more in more detail about the concert, which was amazing. I wish I could have brought all of you guys along. If I find like a clip short enough that I think won't get me in trouble on YouTube, I will, for a song. Fozzie doesn't do anything bad during concerts or anything. Just for the song. I will add it in probably at the end. I will definitely add in some pictures, but yeah, I got my, I am always in the front. I always, unless something weird happens, which, okay. Fozzie's setup. If you've never been to a Fozzie concert. In fact, if you don't know who Fozzie is, if you're new here, because I know I did get some new subscribers, and hello and welcome, and thank you for checking out my channel. Thank you for deciding to hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it. I hope you like it here. I think we're a pretty friendly, relaxed, happy bunch, so I do hope you like it. We're a fairly nerdy bunch, yarn and nerdy things make all of us happy. So I think, hopefully those things make you happy also, and you'll fit in. Nerdy and spooky and, all of the things, you can kind of tell sometimes, I suppose, not all the time, you can kind of tell the personality of somebody by their background, right? So with me, it's always Halloween and Stranger Things and yarn, and that's always me. So hi. But if you haven't been around, Fozzie is, in my opinion, one of the greatest rock bands ever because they're my friends. Not just because they're my friends. I went to go see them originally because I really liked them. We just became friends because I just went to see them multiple times and they got used to seeing me. And then they, liked me as much as I liked them. Friendships were formed. But at this point, I was talking about this yesterday, but we've been together for 14 years now. Going on 15 soon. After the new year hits, it will be it'll be 15 years in May, so it's 14 and a half years right now. So yeah, I've been with these guys longer than some relationships, I've been with these guys longer than David, so I think I've been with them longer than any relationship. No, maybe not my first marriage. We were together for quite a while. But I mean, no. Anyway, not important. I also, if you're new here, do tend to go off on tangents at random. I don't know why. It's how my brain works. And then I do try to reel it back in. I try to. Sometimes it works and I succeed in getting myself totally off on another topic. And I do apologize, but it's just how my brain works, I guess. But, you know, here we are. So, did I even start to tell you about, like, I did notice that in my intro, I tried to do the little intro yesterday, and I was staring off directly into the sun. I had my sunglasses on, but I tried to get the machine shop behind me, which if you're from Michigan, especially on the east side of the state, you've assumably heard of the machine shop. Maybe even if you're not from Michigan, you may have, because it's a pretty big deal in the concert industry, I suppose. People like to play there, definitely, and I think people like to go there. I thought I heard something. Guess not. Anyway, machine shop. It's a pretty big deal. I mean, it's not huge and, anything like that, but I think it's probably pretty old. So it's just one of the places that has gained notoriety type of deals. I think it's one of the top 3 bigger places, not size-wise, but just bigger deals to play in for bands. Not like, we're not talking stadiums. We are talking like bars. It's along the lines, it reminds me of, if you've ever seen the movie Rock of Ages. I was going to say, it's one of my favorite movies. Why can't I think of it? Rock of Ages. It's a fictitious bar called the Whiskey, right? But it is modeled after some pretty famous bars, where they have a stage for concerts and such. That's what the machine shop is like. It's weird trying to explain it to somebody who may not know what it is, but yeah, so it's a bar, it's a concert venue, and it's just an older one that a lot of people have heard of, a lot of bands have heard of. They have like this little wall that, like, any band that I know of anyway, any of my friends that have gone there and played there, they get like the honor of going in there and getting their picture taken in there. And it is literally a wall from ceiling to floor, all the walls, all the ceiling, and I mean, probably not on the floor, actually. I guess I've never seen the floor, but the walls are just covered in framed pictures of other bands that have been there. So they get to go in there and have their picture taken amongst royalty, kind of, and be added to the collection if somewhere. I don't know if there's a spot anymore, but they get the honor of being in there anyway. And they put their pictures on Facebook that I've seen. And that today, like yesterday was no exception. 2 days ago now. You guys are seeing this tomorrow, I forget. But, well, it's after midnight. You're seeing this today. Anyway, see, I go off on tangents. I told you. I get sidetracked. But time is not important. When I saw it, they put it on Facebook anyway, because they all went in there and did their time in the little room and had their pictures taken and stuff. And even though they've played there 4, 5, 6, 8 times, they always go in there and get it done. So yeah, it's just a big deal, you know, to play there. Like Fozzie's pretty excited because the last 4 times they've been there now, they've sold out. So they're pretty like psyched about that because it is a big deal to them. And so they're stoked about that. And so I tried to show you, anyway, the background and everything. And there is a big machine shop logo up on the side of the building and everything. And I realized that I cut that out by accident for the most part. Like, you might have seen the very bottom of it. But with the sun in my face, I realized I didn't angle the phone camera well enough. So my bad. I'm sorry. I might have a picture from the last time I was there, like when Andy and I took our selfie of outside there. I might have got the logo in there. So if I remember, I'll try to stick that in there. Or the logo might not have been in the picture. I don't remember for sure. I guess it's not a huge deal. But, and that was from last time anyway, not this time, because Andy wasn't there. But anyway, so we made it there. We went to, after I got my face on and after I recorded for you guys and everything, we met up with my friend Steve and his wife and a friend of theirs that they brought, and we went next door to there's a sub shop. Well, it's not subs, I guess. It's they serve like Philly steak type subs. That not like, it's not like a Subway, you know, where you can get a bunch of different subs. And it's called Big John's. And we went there and we had lunch, and they're really good. Like, every time we go, by the time we get back and stand in line, I say, I should have bought some subs to take home because we don't have anything like that over here. And I always think of it too late. But and I did it again this time. So yeah, I should have though. But yeah, so we ate there and then went back, got in line, and I went in for the VIP and hung out with the guys in there. And that was a good time. I mean, that's always a good time, of course. And after they did their little VIP concert-y thing for everybody, I got all the hugs and the loves and the, how are you doings? And I basically like apologized because I'm only seeing that, like, normally if I go see the guys while they're on tour, I try to hit, 2, 3, 4 shows that are like the closest together that I can in area. Maybe not in time, like maybe they'll come back after a few other shows further away or something. But they only had one show that I could feasibly get to this time around because of time and everything. So I basically apologized for that, and then they apologized, and Chris, the lead singer, he was like, we're going to do more Michigan shows, like coming up, we're going to do a lot more. And so, word from Chris, I made him promise that they're going to do more shows. So we had, a little talk time and everything, and that was good. And then after that, it was just kind of like a waiting time, because of course the guys have to go backstage and get ready, and they have their time. Like, I know Rich uses that time to like call his wife and everything. Like, they have their little rituals they do, and after he calls his wife, he likes to go get food. But since they got a lot bigger popularity wise, they don't so much go get food, because that's when I used to be able to like I would not eat until they went and got food, because a lot of the times they used to come out and not really get like Chris would be a lot more famous, is still a lot famous. So poor Chris is always either stuck on the bus, or he kind of goes from the bus directly into a car, so nobody mobs him basically. But the rest of the guys used to be pretty free to kind of come and go as they please. I did notice the newer member of the band, he did still come and go, but I just left him alone because when he was walking by, like, he gave the tiniest little wave to me, and I like gave him this little nod, you know, because I was like, I'm not going to rat you out, dude. Because I knew if I screamed his name or if I just like gave a big wave and people started recognizing him, that he was going to get mobbed too. So I was not going to, you know. But I used to, when they were going to go get their lunch or whatever, you know, they'd wander out, stop by and say hi. And like pretty much always, at least one of the guys would invite me along to wherever they were going. So like, that's when I would count on getting lunch before the show. Or if they were eating in, they would just ask me if I wanted to stay in for the, like for their sound check and, just eat with them. But times have changed. So, because now their sound check, like they do a rough sound check or whatever they call it, you know, and then they do their more polished sound check for the VIP. That's really just like a mini concert once the actual sound check is done. So yeah, times have changed as far as going in beforehand, because they do their sound check so early now. They don't do it when they used to and all that kind of stuff. So they don't really have a chance to be all walking around outside and be like, hey, you want to come on in? Very rarely, I should say. I think David and I did get invited in last year. Like once, I think we got invited in. But just, you know, whenever you can kind of deal. It's not like expected. Like that's the thing, you know, you can't like expect people to do things for you. Like that's not cool, basically. But yeah, but it was so fun. Like I've been so stressed lately, and I don't know, like I was off my feet for the day before because I took my boss's advice even and just didn't go to work. And David didn't want me to go either. And even, you know, Nate was like, yeah, he's like, I'm going to be working. So like, I think he did want me to go at first, but once he realized everyone else was like, don't go, he was like, yeah, don't go. Like Seth told me not to go. So I took everyone's advice. I didn't go. I just stayed home and rested and everything. Which you guys knew because I told you that. And then obviously the car ride, Nate offered to drive, so I didn't even have to like drive. I just chilled out. Even though, like I told you in the last video, he was grumpy on the ride. Like I think he just had the morning grumps, you know. It's fine. Like I was happy he was driving. Like, so that's a good positive point. But I rested. My feet were rested. The concert ended up absolutely, like the actual concert later that night, absolutely obliterated my feet. The concert was probably 4 hours long or so, maybe a little bit longer on my feet. And then whatever standing that we did in line, and it ended up feeling like a whole shift at work. Maybe even a little bit worse than a whole shift at work. Like my feet hurt so bad. Maverick came when I got home. I sat down, and Maverick came, and he likes to sit on my feet for some reason, like plop his butt down, like right on my feet. And even when my feet are sore, like most of the time that doesn't really bother me. But I thought he was gonna kill me when he did it last night. Like I was hurting by the time we got in the house. So it did end up, like, it was a good thing that I rested and everything. I did a lot of stretches today once I could stand it. I'm a lot better tonight after a lot of stretching, and some ibuprofen. And then I'll rest obviously tonight before I'm back at work tomorrow. And I have a short week this week, and then my vacation starts. So we'll see. I don't know. David and I are both on vacation. I don't know what we have planned. If anything, like it might be a relaxy vacation, which would be pretty awesome. But back to the concert. So we did get in, obviously everything was going really great. I didn't know how things would go with Andy's, my friend Andy, his previous band. Because he's not with, and I think they didn't know how, because we were all friends, you know, and they know that Andy's my best friend. They know that we still, I mean, I'm sure they assume that we still talk every day because we do. I'm not going to put his personal business out there, but between one of the band members and himself, things didn't go great. That's how I'm going to put it. That band member came up and asked me if, like, they said, you know, hi to me, and I said hi back. I think they were kind of feeling it out. And they said they were surprised to see me, and I was like, you're surprised that I showed up to a Fozzy concert at the machine shop? And they're like, well, no, but, you know, we didn't know, like, as in them, their band, they're like, we didn't know if we'd see you, though. And they said, like, do you still love us? And I was like, I still love you. Because Andy asked me not to make a big scene. And you can't let, like, Andy put it this way too, because he's a really big-hearted guy. And, you know, he said, for the most part, the other guys have always been your friends. Also, since you met us. And he said, don't let that, you know, have a bad taste for them. You know, like, don't have a bad taste for them because of, you know, anything. And he's right. So, like, but the one person comes with everyone else too, though, right? So, like, you have to kind of, I can't be rude to one person, like, extremely rude, and then try to be nice to them. You know, you can't. So, yeah, but I did hang out with my friends from his band, and I missed them. You know, they were, they're a good group of guys. They are. I miss them a lot. I think they were a little, like, standoffish, you know, they were like, and I was just like, until I opened up for them, you know, I was like, come on, give me a hug, you know. So it was nice. It was a nice, you know, reunion back, and, like, I think they got over being awkward, and I had to get over being awkward too. Because I miss Andy, and he, you know, he's been around with them. That's how I met him, you know. But everything is meant to be for a reason. And he was obviously meant to be with them, or I would never have met him, and I would never have had the best friend that I have. And I'm grateful for all of that. So, because I love him to death. So, yeah. I don't even know how I got onto that part, just because they were there, and I guess that's kind of like the elephant in the room, because I know for a while I was super excited about seeing everybody. But yeah, and then the concert itself, amazing. After the show, Rich and I would say, like, out of me and all the Fozzy guys, Rich and I bonded the quickest, like, fastest friends. And we always take selfies together. Like, during the VIPs even, there's a whole thing where they're like, of course, you know, you get to go up and take group pictures. I think in our Facebook group, Randy has posted pictures of me with the guys when she found them on their accounts or whatever. And that would be from when you get to go up and take pictures with the group. But they'll say like, yeah, you get to, you take your picture with the group, and like during the actual VIP like concert and stuff, you can take as many pictures as you want and da-da-da. But they ask you not to ask separate band members afterwards, like, hey, can I take a selfie with you? Because it holds up things if like every person separately wanted to take separate pictures and all that. However, they don't say you can't take a picture if the band member asks you, I suppose. Because Rich and I always do. But Rich always asks me. And it's just become our thing. Like my phone background is exclusively the selfies that like Rich and I take, or that Andy and I take at shows. Just because, they're like my happy memories, My phone background is me and David Harbour when I went to go see him. But yeah, I don't know. It was such a good night. So like after the show, because we didn't get to do it at the VIP, Rich literally came off the stage from packing up and found me. And he actually said, he's like, I'm really sorry, that Andy wasn't here. And we talked about that for a little bit. Because Rich and Andy also really like each other. Like, I would say, like, we're like a little trio of, like, multi-band and non-band trio. Because Rich is from Fozzy, Andy was from Nocturnal, and then there's, like, me in the middle of the two of them, But, so we talked a little bit about that situation, and then, got our picture. So we did get our picture. So I'm sure you'll see that also. And so it ended. That was like the end of the good night. And now I just have to wait for the next night. So, or the next time, because, there won't be another one now. But then today was, like I said, it was basically like my Fozzy hangover time, because after just having it's such like my very happiest happy time, I guess, like I know I talk about like fall in general is my happy time and this and that, but like my actual happy moment is a concert, and a Fozzy concert in particular. And I think it's because, they're my friends, and it's someplace that I feel safe at and can enjoy, like rock music. And it is just sheer happiness. Like anybody who sees like my pictures with them and this and that, like that's the first comment I always get is, you look so happy, and I get emotional over these guys. I adore these guys, and so like there's a big void when we miss, when I miss them after the fact and stuff. There is a big void. Like, I wish I could spend a lot more time with them. It helps when Rich and I do message and stuff. Andy and I message, like I said, all the time. But, yeah, it's a big void. But you can't expect people that are busy as much as these guys are to, to talk to you all the time, be there all the time. You just, that it comes with being friends with anybody like that, I suppose. But, yeah, like any of you guys that have friends like that, I'm sure you can, understand that. Or if you're the busy person in the friendship, I'm sure your friends understand that you're just busy, So, yep, some people are just super, super busy, and they're like busy, because like almost all of them, it's not even just a band thing, but like the second they're done being in their bands, they have other stuff that like other projects and other things that they don't stop, which is great, It's great. Like, I'm such a homebody. I'm like the opposite. Like, if they want to get a hold of me, they can ask me what I'm doing. And I'm like, oh, nothing. What's up? So, anyway, so that was my concert story. Just figured I'd share it. I didn't mean to take up an entire half hour talking about it, but but yeah, it was a really good time. I started realizing I've been to so many concerts that I'm starting to, how do I put it? Like I'm starting to be recognized at the shows. So I'm becoming a celebrity of sorts at the shows of celebrities. The last like good handful of shows that I've been to, I'll have people like stopping me and be like, I know you. just recognizing me from either other stores or other shows, or from the social medias that like posts that Fozzie does, or something, you know, along those lines, which I think is hilarious. Yeah, so, and that happened again last night. That's why I brought that up. Several couples stopped me and were like, oh, I remember you from this show, and asked me how I was doing, and like that's actually pretty nice, like, to be remembered. But yeah, anyway, that's been my weekend. My weekend was pretty great. How was your weekend? So I've long-windedly told you about mine. What did you guys do? I got home too, not concert-y stuff. I got home and saw that David put up the corn, and I did not get a picture while it was daytime out. So I will have to get a picture or like film it or something. If I don't do it because I'm like in a hurry for work or something, I will have to do it like on my day off on Thursday. But yeah, he put up all the corn stalks. It looks amazing. He put some more lights up on the posts out there that he put up. So our yard has more Halloween lights up. It looks amazing. He did such a great job. So I'm really, really happy. I didn't anticipate on talking this long. I can tell my voice is like, so in the time that we've been apart, I finished my next set of squares that I said I would finish. So why don't I show you these and draw the next square, and we'll say goodbye for the night. How about that? The squares that I'm talking about, since I already said I'm the nerdy Stranger Thing obsessed girl that I am, I have taken this cauldron. And at the beginning of the month, there was 31, but there are little papers in here that have people and places, things that are related to the Stranger Things universe, that have been in, remember how nerdy I am when I say this, that have been related to fanfics that I write. And so side characters, main characters, places, etc. Each day I have been drawing one. And crochet related, I have been endeavoring to use up like my scraps and things like that to make squares. I am using my my diamond granny square pattern, which I did get asked about in yesterday's video, and I do plan to do the pattern for it, but not until I get some things cleared away and everything, and I get around to actually like doing the pattern. It's on my to-do list, let me put it that way. But eventually there will be a pattern. But so eventually by the end of the month, I will hopefully have squares enough. If not, I'll just keep adding to it. But hopefully I have squares enough to put together a scrappy looking Stranger Things fanfic blanket. And the squares that I've been doing for today are brought to you by Date Night Hopper. Cue the picture of Date Night Hopper. If you're new to the channel, you should probably know that Hopper is played by David Harbour, who is, David already knows this too, so it's okay, but the love of my life. I absolutely love David Harbour. I have met David Harbour. I am sure that any day now, he will be coming for me. He just needed the time. It's been almost a year, so, you know, he needed the time to let it really sink in and realize how much I meant to him the day that we met. It's okay, David. I've waited for you. But, so Date Night Hopper. I took the inspiration from his iconic shirt, obviously, in the picture. And I kind of wish I had a scrap that was a tinge more peachy. But this is what I came up with. Next to the green, and maybe not blown out by my light, it does look a little peachier than it is. Because this is actually a soft pink red heart color. But I tried to match up to the shirt. And this is Red Heart Soft in the color Minty. And I know it's not an exact match, but I think it's fairly close. And it definitely is going to, like, I'm going to know for sure what it is. And I did reverse those colors. And I don't love the soft, like, I definitely am trying to get rid of this soft. I had like 2 or 3 skeins of it extra, and I ended up giving them away in a giveaway because I personally don't like the soft. When I got it, which was a long time ago, I didn't realize that Red Heart Soft was like Caron Simply Soft, and I don't love Caron Simply Soft. Like, I don't like the sheeny, not shimmery, but the soft feel of it, and I don't really love it. So I'm definitely just trying to use up the scrap of it that I have, which is a lot. I have quite a bit of it. But the color was really good. I have an actual Red Heart Super Saver of this, but I didn't want to like bust open a new skein of it just to use for this little bit. So that it's fine. Using it up on this one little square will be okay. But those are the 2 squares that I got. I think they look pretty good. Like, I'm pretty pleased with them. So yes, Date Night Hopper. So we got those done. Now will the at this point we're kind of playing Jenga with the tower of squares. I don't even know if I can pick it up to show you. I was going to say the color palette from the side is looking pretty interesting. That's looking a lot better. Originally it was looking pretty dull, I guess. Which, I mean, is fine with me too. I kind of like the dull palette too. You know that. Oh no, is it gonna stay now? It's getting pretty big. Okay. All right, so let's draw the new one. And then, like I said, I will hopefully be masterful and smart enough to remember to put pictures from the concert in and or some clips. If it's weird because there's no sound, it's because I didn't feel good about leaving the sound in. We'll see. The songs, you know, concert and all, but I think I have some short clips because I made some TikToks also. So I think I have some short clips of like the guitar solo-y stuff that Rich and Billy did with each other. They're both guitarists in the band, and they do like a dueling guitar solo part in one of their songs. That's really cool. So if I remember, and I did short clips of that. So like there might be a clip or 2 in there. It's worth it. It's pretty cool. All right, back to the drawing. All right. Who do we got? Oh, I was just talking about this character with Erin from Crafting Kitty because I think all of my Stranger Thing talking finally inspired her to watch the series, and she watched it and she finished it. So she finished the whole series before the month was over. So she's fully caught up now and she understands all of my ranting. But Dr. Brenner, who I know I talked in detail also about when I talked about Sam Owens, Dr. Owens, but I love Dr. Brenner. Oh, sorry, picture, Dr. Brenner. I love Dr. Brenner. I know you're not meant to. I know he's the villain of the series. I know he is. But I love a good villain, first of all. I do. I love a good villain. I mean, really, I say first of all, but that's kind of my only point for him. I do love a good villain. And I think he plays a good villain because he's not... I don't think he's evil for the point of being evil, to be fully honest. Like, I do think he cares about 11. I think for those of you who are fully caught up. For those of you who aren't, sorry, this is probably going to be a bit spoilery, but I do think that he cared genuinely about Henry. I think he cared about all of his kids, even though he was still willing to like push that envelope and, you know, put them in danger and push their limits and everything else, like go through some extreme measures with them. I think he still cared about them. Maybe some more than others, too, is the thing. But at the end of the day, the villainous part of him, like he was still definitely a control freak, and a power freak, which go hand in hand, I know. And like I'm not trying to defend him as if he's good, though. That's just the thing. Like in my mind, I kind of was trying to justify that. I'm not trying to justify that. He's a bad guy. But I like that. And again, you can't have a show, because like I made the point before, like if there wasn't a Dr. Brenner, you know, or a Vecna, or like in the show, what is Hopper gonna do? You know, what is Steve gonna do? What are the kids gonna do? What are they gonna do? You're gonna watch a show about what? Be honest with yourself. I mean, maybe I'm gonna watch a show about the lives of people growing up in the 80s, because that's me. And I'm boring like that. But are most people gonna watch that? Or are you going to be much more interested in the fact that this evil doctor just unleashed an evil monster upon an unsuspecting town? Like, which one are you really going to watch? Which one are people in, you know, general really going to watch? Are you going to watch, you know, Mike teasing Dustin at the prom because he didn't bring a date? Or are you going to watch the Demogorgon descending upon Nancy in the woods because she tripped over a tree stump? I'm just saying. I'm most likely to watch both, but anyway. All right, so with that, I'm going to let you go. I've talked your ear off a lot. So you know what a nerdy fangirl of a friend I am to these wonderful people. But yeah, I'm gonna let you go. So thank you so much for hanging out with me and for putting up with me and everything. So I hope you guys have had a really great start to the week. My week is obviously messed up. Day-wise, I mean. Yeah, I will talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.